You're scaring me.
Welcome back to Choco Cinema, the series where every Monday of the month we explore one genre in film. And since it is February, once again, we're still in that romance month. Last week we went nostalgic with career opportunities, so check that video out. But this time we're headed straight into the chaotic heart of the early 2000s rom-coms, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Now once again, for people that haven't seen the latest videos, Amazon messed up giving me a mic because I lost my other one. So if you hear any kind of background noise or something like that, that's what that is. But hopefully from now on forward, there will be a mic. I should be receiving it tomorrow. And so, yeah, just that's a PSA for you. Now, this is one of those films that could only exist in the 2000s. They couldn't make it today. You got fashion magazine offices, love bets, wild psychology experiments, and a yellow dress that became more iconic than half of the film. It's very messy, it's very loud and unrealistic, but somehow it works. And that is what makes it fascinating to revisit 20 years later.
Hell, besides, why would I need to hit on another woman? You've got more than enough personalities to keep me completely occupied.
That was hurtful.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days dropped in 2003 and was directed by Donald Petrie and based on the short cartoon book by Michelle Alexander and Jeannie Long. Kate Hudson plays Andy Anderson, a how-to columnist at a women's magazine who decides to write about dating cliches by actually trying to drive a man away in just 10 days. And that man is Matthew McConaughey, who plays Ben Barry. He's an ad exec who bets he can make a woman fall in love with him also in 10 days. And you see where this is going. It's a collision course of deception, pride, and absurd chemistry. Now, the movie sets up its premise almost like a science experiment. Two people are using each other to prove a point, but the fun isn't if they'll fall in love, it's how they'll survive each other long enough to get there. Andy becomes a walking nightmare on purpose. She's very clingy, manipulative, over the top. Ben tries to stay cool through it all because if he loses a big account at work. And so it's romantic warfare, but dressed in a comedy.
Oh, did you want a small?
No, I want that one right there.
You know, for 25 cents more, you could get a jumbo.
You take that right there. Keep the change.
Now, the thing is that the movie shouldn't work, once again. It's built on lies, both characters are pretty terrible communicators, and yet it's one of the most rewatchable rom-coms of its era. Why? That's because of my boy, Matthew McConaughey, and also Kate Hudson, because their chemistry is pretty ridiculous. They bounce off of each other like they've known each other for years. Each argument feels like foreplay. Each look feels like a dare. It's that energy, that push and pull that keeps the movie alive long after the setup wears pretty thin. Stylistically, this is pretty peak early 2000s. You got glossy lighting, pop rock soundtrack, and that warm yellow tone you see in every romantic montage because it's pretty comfort cinema. It doesn't want to be very deep, it just wants to make you smile, cringe, and kind of believe that chaos can lead to love, and there's something pretty honest about that simplicity. At the heart of this film, it's a story about authenticity, even if it's wrapped in absurdity. Both characters are performing, technically. You know, she's writing a column and he's proving a bet. But in pretending to be fake, they accidentally, of course, pretty cliche, stumble into something real. The romance hits hardest when the act starts to fade, and that card game night scene is when the film tonally shifts. They stop trying to control the game and just kind of enjoy being together. And that's the key, because love doesn't happen through perfection. It happens when people stop pretending. Now, there's a lot of memorable scenes in this film. There's a few unforgettable moments overall here. The Frost Yourself pitch meeting, which is pure McConaughey confidence. The You're So Vain karaoke disaster is pretty chaotic and funny and awkward in the best ways for rom-com at this time. And of course, the yellow dress gala. The entire final sequence from the reveal to the motorcycle chase feels like the last gasp of a rom-com era that truly believed in grand gestures. Once again, they couldn't make a film like this today, unfortunately. It would probably go straight to Netflix and it would be pretty awful. It probably wouldn't be remotely, this charming. And under all the laughs and silliness, the film says something pretty simple, is that you can't manipulate love into existence. No amount of tricks, rules, or strategies will make someone stay, but being real, that's where connection happens. Andy and Ben learned that the hard way, and maybe that's why the movie still gets rewatched today, because even if it's ridiculous, it's also kind of true. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is a time capsule. It's a rom-com made during a period when we still believe that love conquered all. Even bad writing and questionable logic aside, it's very loud, dramatic, and a little dated here, but it still has heart. It reminds you that, you know, love can start from chaos, grow through laughter, and survive even the dumbest circumstances. That does it for today's Choco Cinema. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this film. Have you seen it before? Is this your first time revisiting it? Are you going to go check it out due to this video? Whatever you decide to do, like and subscribe because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And I'll catch you guys on the next rom-com filled Choco Cinema next Monday.
You ready to go for a ride, Andy?
Are you ready to go for a ride, Ben?